Ooh, hello. You ready to do some dowsing with me? I am ready to do some dowsing with you. What is this? This is called spiritual response technique. Spiritual response technique. Look it up, Google it. There's all kinds of good information. Okay, that's a lie. There's not all kinds of good information out there about it. I wish that there was, but there's like at least 5 to 10 good websites out there that will tell you a little bit more about it, or you can just watch all of my old videos because you'll learn through the process of watching them what this is, what it's about, where it started, and really what it is that I'm doing here. Very briefly, I will just say that this is my high self connecting to your high self, the better versions of us, the future versions of us, the version of us that has been here, done that, already knows, already has the wisdom, already has the discernment, and is now feeding us that information here in this very present moment. It's also our time where we get to connect to spirit, connect to source, connect to all that is, connect to the greater consciousness, to ask for help, be like, spirit, clear it. Can you help me with this? I'm really asking for this to be released or resolved. And it's also a chance for us to gain some really good, insightful information about the subconscious and like what could be fueling us and motivating us to do the things that we do. Because then once we see it, we can clear it, we can release it, we can say, oh, I don't want to be motivated by that anymore. I don't want to be fueled by that anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with that. So if you're here because you watched my last energy exchange video, then you'll know that the energy we wanted to release today was the energy of domineering. Whew, I want to let an exhale just saying those words. And then the new energy we were calling in its place is understanding. And I love this because I think for most of us, once we have understanding, it's a lot harder for us to be domineered upon. In our naivety, in our weakness, in our innocence, in our lack of knowledge and truth, that is when we can be domineered. That is when we can have somebody control us, be on top of us, force us into things we don't want to do. And so when we gain understanding, we then can take actions in our own lives to be able to say, stop domineering me. I don't want that. I don't need that. That's not mine. This is what I want to do instead. And even if it doesn't, immediately expel you out of this insane matrix that we're all in, and by that I just mean like the insane global societies that exist out there, all the stuff that we're a part of, at least it allows you to know your own mind. If you have understanding, you're going to know your own mind. And even if tomorrow you still have to use cash money and you still have to be a part of a 9-to-5 job and you still have to be a part of the systems that have been built into this world, at least hopefully you will feel less domineered because you will know that even in being a part of this system, I am not controlled by the system. I can navigate inside of the system and function inside of the system, but my heart is not controlled by it. My intuition is not controlled by it. My values are not controlled by it. My morality is not controlled by it. So that's what we're looking to find today is control over our own lives, our own actions, our own thoughts. Because again, doesn't mean it's going to fix everything and you no longer have to be in this world, but you no longer have to be of it. You no longer have to, drink the Kool-Aid, buy into the belief systems, all that stuff. So the first thing we do is we say, what is the root of this domineering energy? So let's just get after it. What is the root of this domineering energy? Ooh, okay. Let's see. Interesting. So the root of this domineering energy is a block to our positive energies. So it's blocking us, blocking us to our success. So blocks to success. This is so... Are we going to get a little like conspiracy theory today? Let's get a little conspiracy theory today. The first thing that popped into my mind is they domineer you by blocking you to success, because if you are blocked to success, you're easy to control. If you are poor, they control you. If you don't have success, they control you because you need them. Suddenly you need them to sell you the really cheap thing on their website because you don't have the money to get the really nice local thing that you would rather buy. So they intentionally block you to success so that they can domineer you. Fascinating. Okay. So they're blocking us to our success. How are they doing this? And how do we fight back? How do we fight back? What can we clear? What can we bring up? What knowledge, what understanding? Aha, we go back to the beginning. What understanding can we call upon to help us unblock ourselves to success so that we don't have to be domineered anymore? We can be successful, then we don't need to be domineered. Okay, so ego is coming up. So our ego, ooh, they have done some manipulation of our mind. They've done some manipulation to where we feel like, we don't even know what success is anymore. Yeah, they can block you to success when they convince you that success is being a billionaire. So like, if they tell you you're not successful unless you have oodles of money, then you're going to feel blocked to success. You're going to feel like, I can't possibly have that. And so then you're going to stay in the frequency and in the energy of lack. Interesting. So they have really, I hope you all know what I mean when I say they. I'm not going to call it out, but I hope you know what I mean when I say they. And I don't mean some amorphous, abstract they, the man. I mean literal humans. I mean literal humans who have been planning this for so long. They have done, it's called, psyop, like psychological operations, psychological warfare. They have been planning and studying this for so long. How do we best control the masses? How do we best control the masses? I could go into all the reasons why I think they want to control the masses, but I'm not going to do that right now. But all that I know is they said to themselves a long time ago, how do we control the masses? And the way that we do that is by messing with people's egos, making them think that they are unworthy, making them think that they are unsuccessful, making them think that they will never achieve anything, making them think that their contribution to the world is pointless, doesn't matter, making them think that if you are an artist, a creative, a mother, that you are not contributing to society in the same way as if you are an actor, a lawyer, a doctor, a freaking billionaire. So where are our egos at right now collectively on chart 3? Chart 3 is like this chart from the bottom down here is like, like the lowest version of your soul's evolution, our soul's evolution, our collective evolution. Let's use collective since that's what we're doing today. This is like the bottom of that. This is like meh. This is like not evolved. This is like round 1 of your soul's journey in this life. And it's like, hasn't learned much. Then you go up, you climb up this ladder a little bit, and it's like, okay, you're starting to evolve, but you're really stuck in like the collective mind. You're so easily influenced here. When you're here at this point at Universal God Consciousness, you are just stuck kind of believing in the status quo, believing what everybody else believes. Again, drinking the Kool-Aid. You just want to get along. You just want to be like everybody else. You just want to mirror what you see around you. You just want to do what the man is telling you to do, right? At this level right here. You want to sit around at home and watch reality TV and fantasize about what other people are doing. You're not actively engaged in the transformation of your own soul and of your spirit. Okay, so we're down here right now. For right now, but we're climbing up. So I'm going to ask, what do we need to do here with our collective clearing today to bring all of our egos up past that point, past the point of status quo, up past the point of just mirroring, up past the point of drinking the Kool-Aid, up past the point of just doing things just because we're told that's how things are supposed to be done. How do we get ourselves up into radiant love? Let's call it that. So how do we get ourselves up, even though that's not the very top of the chart? I'm going to say for today, just get us up into radiant love. Just get us up into radiant love where we understand and recognize the true nature of all of us as divine beings, as we are truly one with all there is, and we are so incredibly magical as spirits, as souls, as conscious beings. So what can we do to get us up past universal consciousness into radiant love? So soul energy programming is the name of this chart. Ooh, we're just going to say, Spirit, clear it. The program, all the programs that our souls are not even aware of, that's what we're clearing right now. So there are things below the surface that we're just unconscious to. We are not aware of it at all. We do not know it's there. If you try to tell us it's there, or maybe we're going to be a little defensive. We're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not going on. We're just saying, clear it. I clear my soul of any program that is operating that I am unaware of. You can say that with me now. I clear my soul of any program that is operating that I am unaware of. I bring my awareness now into the programs that benefit me and the collective. I call my awareness onto the programming, the belief systems, the understanding. They're in my highest benefit and the benefit of the collective. I've been thinking a lot about, quantum physics lately. Been reading as much as I can read and then like understanding it because there's no teacher, right? Reading from a book is sometimes a little hard, but been thinking a lot about in my words with SRT and in Reiki and in, the other practices that I do, really thinking about things on a quantum level. And that's why like choosing what I bring my awareness into is so important. You can see a video that I recorded 2 days ago, I think, by the river with my dog, reading from this book about consciousness and how, what you put your consciousness on, what you put your awareness on is what will feel magnified and big, and it can become your whole life. I mean, we've seen that, right? Limerence, right, is one of those things where if you are stuck on having an awareness of this other person, of this other thing, that this feeling like I am in love with this thing or this person, it will become your whole life. It will become your obsession. It will become everything that you do and think about. It will become your identity, that thing that you put your consciousness on, this thing that you put your awareness on. And so we don't want programs operating underneath the surface that we are not aware of. We want to say, I bring my awareness now onto all the programs that I am running, and I choose which ones are operating and which ones to turn off, shut down, destroy. I have the ability to bring my awareness down to the place where I get to see and understand, again, talking about understanding, the programs that I am running, the programs that we are all collectively running. And I have the power to turn them on or turn them off with my awareness. And you can use this for yourself. Please, if you want to use this, use this. You do not need my permission. You do not need me to say these words for you on your behalf. You can do this for yourself. You can say, I bring into my awareness all of the programs that I am running. I choose the programs that I give awareness to. Okay, what else can we do for the collective today to help us gain understanding, to release ourselves from domineering energy, this domineering energy of these people that want to get us down, that want to make us believe that we are not powerful, that we are not beautiful, that we are not strong, and that life is ending and life is over. Okay, so we're going to ask to raise our committees to the highest level on chart 3. Remember that chart 3 I was telling you about? We went from universal God consciousness with where we was. I'm asking to bring us up into radiant love. And this is saying the words we need to say together right now is, Spirit, please raise our committees to the highest level on chart 3. Great. Let's do it. Let's raise our committees to the highest level on chart 3. Spirit, clear it. Thank you. We appreciate it. Wonderful. Great. Amen. Okay, what else can we do? So we're now raising our committees up there. So if our committees are up there, that feels good, because if our committees are up there, then we can go up there with them. Like, we'll get there too. So what do we got to do now to continue to support us in this evolutionary journey from down at universal God consciousness, the status quo, the mirroring, the I've just drinking the Kool-Aid, up into an understanding of ourselves as radiant love? Okay, so I just saw chart 18. Don't need to ask again. Okay, blocks to our learning process. Blocks to our learning process. The way this is called blocks to God over sun, and the way that I always like to think about it, it's like, here we are, we're down here on earth. The sun the sun, the sun is that jellyfish body, right? Imagine that, right? Now we're the sun, we're the jellyfish body. We are life force. That is where life force lives. That's where language lives. That's where knowledge lives, is in that light. Light is knowledge and understanding. Light is energy. Okay, but here we are down on earth. Here's our sun. There's this block from us going from here on earth, our understanding here on earth, our awareness here on earth, into accessing the language, the love, the light, the truth that is stored in our sun. So how do we get there? What do we need to do to clear these blocks? And this is saying those blocks is in part due to our inability to learn, to accept and learn about ourselves, that we deserve the right to connect to the sun. That we have it, right? It's in our blueprint. It is in our soul blueprint, this ability to connect to the sun, to connect to light, to connect to source, to connect to information, knowledge, wisdom, and truth. We are all designed with that inside of us because we are a part of it. But we are blocked to it because we're blocked to knowing the truth about ourselves. We're blocked to knowing the truth that we all have this power. So, and they want us blocked, right? They don't want us knowing that we're powerful. They don't want us knowing that. They don't want us knowing that, again, because then you can't domineer us. So what do we need to do to unblock our learning process so that we can remember that we are given access to and have access to knowledge, light, truth, pure love, pure radiant love? So what do we got to do here? What's going on? We are going to chart 23. Yeah, it's interesting. So the soul is lying to us, things it does not want us to look at. I know why. Responsibility is hard, right? Even our souls sometimes can get tired. They're like, I've been through a lot. I don't want to do the hard work to elevate to radiant love. I want to hang out down here in reality TV land. This is fun. This is enjoyable. Let me just go into La La Land. Let me just check out. Let me just take a rest. In that book that I had read y'all an excerpt from the other day, I was reading it again, and they were talking about how, and again, like, a book is just a book. Certain information is certain information. It doesn't mean that it's all true. I always take everything I read with a grain of salt, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's good information, whatever. But they were saying that there is this cycle of infinite knowledge, infinite consciousness, right? But even infinite consciousness needs a break sometimes. And that from their perspective, their knowledge, their learning, their connection to higher self, whatever, it is their understanding that even the sun goes through cycles of darkness and rest. And we will see that at some point where our sun will fade out. And during that fade out process, it will go quiet. Consciousness will go quiet until that rest is taken, and then the spark will come that will liven it all up again, and then a new universe will be formed, a new version of consciousness will be formed again. But you need the break, you need the rest, you need the thing to take the time to allow your soul to be quiet. And it might be that we are on that path to the point where our souls and our collective needs a break. And so that might be part of why our souls are lying to us right now. There's stuff we don't want to look at because it's like our souls are tired. Consciousness is tired. Consciousness is allowed to be exhausted. Consciousness is allowed to be exhausted from carrying the weight of infinity, the weight of it all, the weight of all knowing, all truth. And maybe that can be tiring for our souls. And so we don't want to look at what's going on because it means we have to take responsibility, which means we have to do the work. And we don't always want to take responsibility. We don't always want to do the work. And you see that in the lives of people there's people out there that that are just not doing the work right now. And whatever, that's their choice. But maybe to me what this is saying is that for a lot of us in the collective, our souls are lying to us, basically being like, no, everything's fine, it's fine. No, it's cool that I'm just watching reality TV every day. It's cool that I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid. It's cool that I'm just mirroring what everybody is telling me and that I bought into the lies and the misinformation and all the things because I'm tired. Rosie's tired too. I don't know if you heard that. I think she might come say hi to us. So what can we do to wake ourselves up to the truth? What can we do to wake ourselves up to the truth and to this knowledge and to this wisdom and to this understanding? Hi, do you see her nose? There's just a tiny little rosy nose right there. It's so cute. So cute. Okay. Blocks from the council within 2,000 levels. All consciousness has access to spirit's blueprints and programs. That's what this just said. So we're clearing all of us from any blocks we have to the truth of our spiritual blueprint, the truth of our soul, the truth of the true nature of our divine being again. So, I think maybe part of why we're tired is we've lost access to that truth. We're distracted from that truth. We're disconnected from that truth. There's blocks to that truth. And so we're just asking for all that to be cleared as we spin the pendulum, and we're just sending some very good clearing energy to that space to say, unblock us to the truth of our divine nature, of our divine blueprint. I know it. We get tired, but that's okay. We can continue to push ahead, and we can continue to rise above. Is this 01 or 02? 02. All right, what's going on here on chart 02? Sorry, you can't see this. Our feminine identity. What percent are we blocked as a collective block to the feminine? 100%. What percent would it benefit? I'll do it on this chart so you can see. What percent would it benefit the collective to be more open to the feminine? It's so funny because the other day we had an icebreaker question at a meeting at work that said, what period of time would you like to, go back to? And I said, to the matriarchy. When the matriarchy, in any culture, in any society where the matriarchy was jamming, because I think that personally that's part of our problem, is that we are not connected to the feminine. And so listen, there's a balance in everything. We want there to be masculine. We also want there to be feminine. There needs to be light. There needs to be dark. There's the sun as a luminary and there's the moon as a luminary, and they both have their roles to play. If you remove the moon, everything changes. We no longer exist on this planet in this realm. If you remove the feminine, we no longer exist. There is no longer life on this planet. If you remove the dark, there is no more light. It cancels itself out. So we are out of balance right now, the masculine with the feminine. And the feminine is what is going to help us understand ourselves. The feminine is where we can take rest, right? The feminine is supposed to go through cycles. The moon goes through cycles of rest, of going dark. The feminine, the female body, goes through periods where it is supposed to go through rest. We don't allow that in our society, but when women bleed, they're supposed to rest. Our culture, our society is in the masculine energy. It's in that fire energy of go, 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 go. Move, 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 forward, 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 no rest. And we are tired and we are weary and we are exhausted, which is why we then want to sit and watch reality TV or zone out doom scrolling on our apps. Because we have not allowed the natural cycles of life to occur. We have not allowed the balance. We've gone far, 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 way far into the masculine. And we are calling in the feminine now. And I know that's what's happening. I know that's why healers are rising. I know that's why spirituality is shifting. I know that is why people are waking up, is because the feminine is waking up. And that's beautiful and wonderful. And again, I am not a proponent of destroying the masculine. Then we would be out of balance in a whole different kind of a way. We don't want to be in moon energy all the time. We want to be in moon and sun, moon and sun, moon and sun, light and dark, feminine and masculine, in balance as a whole, yin and yang. So that's what we're calling in for all of us right now, is the ability to tap into our feminine and allow the feminine to grow, to transform, to be what the feminine wants to be. So let's ask, when we started this clearing, what percent were we open to understanding? 0%. Now what percent are we open to understanding? 100%. Awesome. And so when we started this clearing, what percent were we in the energy of domineering? 100%. What percent are we now in the energy of domineering? Like maybe 10%. Is there anything on this chart you want me to look at? Yes. Okay, so again, we're back to this plans and these blueprints. We're blocked to the plans and the blueprints of the true nature of our souls, of the true nature of what we're supposed to be here on this planet Earth doing. We have gone off the rails. We have gone off the rails. We have gone off the blueprint. We have gone off the divine plan. We have gone off of We've gone insane. We've gone out of control. Again, we're in imbalance. And so what is one final thing that we can do here for us today to hopefully call us back into balance, to hopefully release us from this final 20% of this domineering energy? Abdication of spiritual authority, abdication of spiritual responsibility. All of these people have abdicated their spiritual authority and their spiritual responsibility. Gross. Gross. We're releasing that now. We're calling them into their spiritual authority, whether they like it or not. I'm just asking Spirit to step in and intervene and be like, hey, tap on each of their shoulders and say, oh, surprise, we're going to remind you what the original blueprint was. We're going to remind you what your original divine plan was. We're going to remind you that you are off base and out of balance. You're going to get woken up. You're going to get woken up. That's what I'm calling for right now, for all of them to get woken up to their spiritual authority. What would happen if they all woke up and then they all did amazing things with their billions of dollars? What would happen if they just woke up spiritually and were like, oh shit, now I need to make amends. Now I need to do something good with all that I have pillaged. Now I need to fix the planet because the planet needs fixed. Anyway, okay. So are we ready to end this clearing? Yes, we are. So we're going to do 100% of 100% of mop up, clearing and releasing anything that didn't come up in the charts today, trusting and believing that, we are now fully in our understanding, and calling in what energies today as our replacement energies. Helpfulness, yes, we need to be calling in all the helpfulness. Success, yeah, because screw those people blocking us to our success. Helpfulness and success are our replacement energies today. Let out a good exhale. Softening yourself again into this very present moment. Accepting for yourself and for the collective any healing that wants to take place right now. Any shifts, any changes, any awakening. Again, all of us, every single person on this planet being called into their spiritual responsibility now, their spiritual authority now, waking everyone up to the divine plan and to the feminine. All right, everybody, I hope that was helpful for you in some way, and we will see you next time on another episode of Clearing with Kate.